He had to stop them before the flowers were all gone. But what would make a cow-proof wall? Then, an idea hit him. Stones are strong. They come in all sizes. And they make great walls. The next day, George set out to build the world's most cow-proof wall. It was amazing how many unused stones were lying around. George was too late. The flowers were all eaten. As the cows went in for their afternoon milking, George felt like a big cow-stopping failure. This wasn't easy, but George wasn't going to give up. Why was that wall stronger than George's? These stones were staggered, which made the wall stronger. This would be the best cow-proof wall a monkey ever built. If he finished it in time. George promised the flowers that he'd save them. George's wall had saved the last flowers. The next day, George brought the man with the yellow hat to see how he helped the flowers.
You're taking me to see these flowers? Okay, I'm coming. I don't see any flowers, George.
The wall stood, but somehow the yellow flowers were gone, replaced by these things.
Were those your yellow flowers? Oh, George, it's okay. That's what's supposed to happen. They change. Well, that's supposed to happen too. Those are seeds. They'll land somewhere and new ones will grow.
So George's wall had helped the flowers to survive. And he had until the new flowers grew to think of a way to keep cows away from them.
you want to grow big and strong like me? Great! I'll show you the proper workout, and you can be as big as me in 5 years.
George couldn't wait 5 years. Not today. One, 2, 3, 4 and a half. George had grown half a licorice whip. Eating like a giraffe and exercising really helped. Maybe he could stretch himself the last half a licorice whip.
That's it, honey. Go to sleep. Nothing makes you grow like a good sleep. And I want you to grow up to be big and healthy.
All this growing made George tired. If sleep made you grow, he could do 2 things at once. Sleep made George grow a lot, at least in his dream.
I'm sorry. You can't ride the Turbo Python 3000. You're too big.
George didn't grow as big as he had in his dream, but he grew enough to be 5 licorice whips tall.
My hat! I lost my hat!
Seeing Betsy lose her hat reminded the man with the yellow hat of that fateful day.
My hat! I lost my
That's it. I'm not afraid of roller coasters. I'm afraid of losing my yellow hat. Your hat is safe, Betsy!
One, 2, 3, 4, 5. You grew already?
Any chance you've been nibbling on those licorice whips, George? When you were first measured, the licorice whips were longer, so it took 4 of them to measure you. But every time you took a bite, you made it smaller. So now it takes 5 to measure you.
So you didn't grow at all. Sorry.
What's with all these sour faces? I don't like sour faces at me park, you know.
Oh, hi there, Captain Zany. You see, this monkey's too short to ride the Turbo Python 3000.
Too short? Bah! He's not too short. Monkeys don't grow very big. That's why we have the... You must be this tall if you're a monkey side.
You can ride, George, and I'm coming with you. But first, give me all your licorice.
Hunley always led people through the lobby, so he used his skills to lead George around obstacles. There was more to monkey-sitting George than guiding him around the furniture. Hunley cleaned up after him, too, which had its rewards. He also helped with those itches that George couldn't reach. Every day, George's chair driving improved, and Hunley looked forward to coming over.
Good morning to you too, Hunley.
And then, something changed.
Remember, use the crutches, don't step on your cast, and be a good little monkey and dachshund.
They taught George to use the crutches in the hospital. But he needed practice. Pretty soon, George was as good on crutches as he was on his own feet. And as soon as he got really good...
Good news, Hunley. George is allowed to walk on his cast now.
George showed Hunley how his leg was healing. But dachshunds don't read X-rays. Hunley didn't like to get too far from his lobby. But George wanted to go for a walk. He also wanted to go for a climb. But that wasn't allowed. Hunley was one serious monkey sitter. They went to the park every day. George drew some good pictures. And Hunley discovered he liked lying on grass and taking slow strolls with a monkey.
See? The break's all healed.
Well, hello.
George was thrilled to be completely free again.
Back to normal, I see.
Good as new. Thanks for all of your help, Hunley.
Guess you're back on lobby duty with me, boy.
George wanted Hunley to come with him. But Hunley had a job to do. George brought his friends back so he and Hunley could be together. George was back to normal, all right.
I'll be home later. Remember, no bothering the new neighbor who is not an elephant.
The new neighbor wasn't an elephant. He had an elephant. George felt very misunderstood. Why, the elephant must have gone out too. Well, that thing would never fit inside the apartment. there be a chainsaw in Mabel's? So many things made similar sounds. How could George figure out what he'd been hearing upstairs? For George to be certain, he had to go right to the source. That sort of sounded like his neighbor, but not really. The man with the yellow hat was right. George hadn't heard an elephant. But then, what had he heard? That was the sound.
So the upstairs neighbor has a Galapagos tortoise that's been wrapping gifts and making juice. George, I'm gonna say this one more time. There is no way...
Yes?
Hi there, we're your downstairs neighbors, and...
Oh, so nice to meet you.
George!
What's he doing?
I think he's looking for your, elephant.
My what?
Oh, we heard some loud sounds. Very loud sounds.
Very loud. Oh, I am so sorry. Sometimes I get carried away working on my art.
Art?
I am an artist. I do murals. I mix my paint here. Then I use these rubber stamps I made. Here's one of my completed works.
Oh, we also heard something like a bag of rocks dropping. Do you use rocks in your work?
No. Oh, that was a bag of groceries. It fell off the counter.
What on earth is that? Sounds like an elephant finger painting. Huh? It does.
George never realized that Hunley spent so much of the day playing. This was fun. Only his hands weren't used to being dog paws. George realized he needed a few small changes to be a good dog.
Did you have a nice ride, Dante?
I bet you did.
Well, what is this?
Well, Hundley, it looks like we have 2 lobby dogs today. What do you think of that?
Say bye-bye, doggies.
But being Hundley wasn't all fun and games. It helped to be long and low to do this job.
Why, thank you. Look, Dante, Hundley found your ball. Good dog.
George wanted to be a good dog, too, just like his new hero, Hundley.
Hold the elevator.
And here was his chance. But picking up things with your mouth was harder than it looked.
That's a baby, right? Hi, baby. Thank you, that's a dog, right? Thanks, doggy.
Hundley couldn't believe it. Everyone knew dogs were more dignified than that. Being a dog was hard work. Just look what it did to Hundley.
Delivery.
Looks important. We'll get it upstairs right away. Come on, lobby dogs. Uh-oh. Hey, looks like we're stuck. Oh. It's okay, Hundley. We can handle this. I'll sound the alarm. Uh-oh. Oh. There's only one way out. But we need somebody who can monkey up. Say. You've been such a good dog, George. I almost forgot you were a monkey.
George had almost forgotten he was a monkey, too. There were things monkeys could easily do that no one else could.
Hello? I'd like to report a stuck elevator.
Best of all, George didn't even have to think about how to be a monkey. It just came naturally.
A flashlight. Thanks, George. And a bottle of water. And cushions. And a radio.
And sometimes a monkey was just the thing to be.
George! You did it! Thanks, George!
Even Hundley thought George was pretty amazing. He might even make a good dog someday. But George didn't want to be a dog anymore. All he wanted was to take a bath, brush his teeth, and go to bed in his nice, clean room.
Luckily, someone left these skates in the recycling center. See, what we'll do is, I'll have skates on, then I'll lift the corner of the wagon, then you pull it, and me. Sometimes, George, I think I'm a genius. Oh, gee, skating's harder than it looks. Hey, I know. We'll take one of these skates, strap her to the block of wood, right? Then
Or maybe we'll just use your baby carriage wheel. George, you need to put the... Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Well, here goes nothing. Hey, it works! Kinda wants to turn all the time. Huh. I guess we need a wheel exactly the same size as the other ones. Huh. Nope. 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 Huh. You know what? I'm starting to think hurling Betsy's wheel down the hill wasn't such a great idea after all. We'll never find another wheel the exact same size as the other three, unless we shrink them all to this size. I guess I'll go call Aunt Margaret. What? You tried one of those, remember? See, there's 3 left. George, that's it! There! Now they're all the same size. George, you saved the day.
Hi, you guys. Ooh. Hey, George, did you help Steve go get my wagon?
Look, I can explain everything. See, I had this crazy idea. I thought if... wait, we didn't go get your wagon. We brought the wagon with us to get your package.
But that's what's in the package. See? Aunt Margaret got me a new wagon since the wheels on my old one kept popping off. What's the matter?
Looks great.
George, I'm so grateful to you for helping Steve. I want you to have my old one.
Huh, too bad we never found the 4th wheel. Those baby carriage wheels won't hold up long.
Ice cream, anybody?
Sure. I wonder what happened to that other wheel. Oh well, some things are just a mystery.
Hold it closer to the heavy end! George, do you want to do something just like we do that you don't have to practice for? Hand out these flyers to everyone. That's how I started, you know.
Okay, bye-bye. Cats.
George was proud to be a starter zucchini. He gave out every flyer. And that night, everyone he knew came to the show. Everyone. Gnocchi just wanted to watch. She found a quiet place where she couldn't possibly bother anyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, for our first amazing feat, we are going to need a volunteer. What about you, Chef?
Oh, yes. Yes, me. Yes, yes.
Okay, just relax, Chef. We'll do everything.
This is like a dream come true.
Gnocchi ran to Chef Biscotti whenever she saw him. So why should now be any different?
Is that a...
Oh, it's Gnocchi. Leo, don't sneeze.
I can't help it.
Look, they made Gnocchi part of the act, too.
George knew this was a problem.
Leo, just back up.
I can't back up.
Gnocchi couldn't decide who she'd rather go to. So she stopped and thought it over.
I can't last much longer.
Giorgio, walk out on the wire and take Gnocchi away, okay?
On the wire? Isn't that the monkey who always knocks us down?
Gnocchi, go with Giorgio.
This was just like that mop. So George shifted his hands.
Now I know where George was all day, practicing to be in the show.
We made it!
After a sneeze break, the show went on and was a great success. And when it was over,
Because of their great balance, we voted to make George and Chef Biscotti official zucchinis.
Oh!
And you're welcome to practice with us anytime.
So that was all real? Oh, I'm glad I didn't know. I would have worried.
Nothing to worry about. George is a natural.
But maybe he should stick to the high wire.
George was really flying that kite now. Or maybe it was flying him.
You get it okay? Left without saying goodbye. City folk.
Over the years, I've seen everything in the waters around here. Seen trout, salmon, haddock.
Did you see that flying monkey?
Seen flying monkeys, striped bass, blowfish.
George was flying with birds. It was a monkey's best dream come true. Now that he'd lived his dream, his arm was getting sore and he wanted to go home. But he had no idea how to do that.
George? Oh, I could have swore this was where I left that kid with my kite. George, where are ya? He couldn't wait. Boy, for a city kid who never flew a kite before, got her up higher than I ever did. Whoa!
Well, hi, Bill.
You own binoculars?
Sure do.
What's trailing behind that kite?
Oh, it's George. It's George! And he's got a squirrel on his head. Bill, you call the fire department.
Okay. Why?
I don't know. They seem to know how to do everything.
What are you gonna do?
I'm going up there after him.
The world below looked beautiful and unfamiliar. George wasn't even sure which way was home anymore. Oh, and the squirrel in his head was hungry. Flying was the best and the worst thing that had happened to him all day.
George! George!
It was his friend, the man with the yellow hang glider.
George, I need you to reach out and take my hand with a hand, foot, whatever. All right, guys, hang on tight. We're going home.
George would never forget the day he was almost a bird. And he added almost being a bird to the list of things squirrels don't like.
You're a natural kite flyer, kid.
Good work. Lunch is ready. Here's some lunch for you too, Jumpy.
It's time to bring her in, George!
It wasn't perfect. Yet. George's tree had everything a tree has, including a homing pigeon in his new home.
Oh, look at this! Look at this!
Wow, that's a lot of dirt.
I left Hundley in charge, and when I came back, dirt everywhere. If only I spoke Dachshund.
I wish you spoke pigeon. A homing pigeon's been living on our balcony for...
Little blue pigeon with a yellow tag?
Yeah. You've seen it too?
That's Compass. I thought he was lost forever.
And I thought the pigeon would be happier on the balcony if it had a small tree to Oh, no. Oh, what?
If one of us spoke Dachshund, I bet this wouldn't have been a surprise.
George, where are you? Is that a tree?
George had never felt prouder. Now that he had the perfect home, the bird could live here forever.
Compass, good to see you. Yeah, Compass is an almost homing pigeon. He won't admit he has a weak sense of direction.
George, the doorman is the pigeon's friend. He came to take him home. To his real home.
Everybody, look who's home.
See? He's back where he belongs. I bought it for birds to sit in, so you can draw them. Nice effort, George. But birds want to sit in a real tree. Compass! Look, a real tree for you. Make yourself at home.
The pigeons still didn't know what George was, but he sure made a good tree. So George headed home with 12 donuts, and everything was perfect.
Wait! I don't have your address! He must be late. You took too long to make the donuts there. We're sorry!
You're in charge while I'm gone, Hundley.
George realized he couldn't go home because then those donut people would know where he lived.
Woo! We're right behind you!
So, in the end, George headed home with 12 donuts.
There's no monkey on that dog. Monkey! We lost him.
Doorman. Hundley saw them outside and barked. Somehow, he knew they were looking for you. He's so smart.
Relax, Monkey. Donuts are here. Phew, everything's okay.
Wow, those smell so good. I'm sorry I didn't ask you to buy more than 1 dozen. You look hungry, George. I'll make eggs, then it's donut time. It's a little dark in here. I'll open some curtains. So, anything exciting happened today, George? I passed by the D family. They look pretty happy. So, what do you want, scrambled? How about fried? I never realized how nicely insulated this handle is. Oh, careful. Hey, wait a minute. I don't remember buying this car. Did you put that donut there? Oh, what a waste of food. Now we only have 11 to eat.
Here's the... Say, where'd they all go?
What?
The 100 dozen donuts.
100 We have 1 dozen donuts? Look.
Well, Miss Donuts asked me to give you the bill.
Wow, what a mistake. How could they think you bought 100 dozen What? How did... Oh... Why, George? Well, at least I know you were paying attention. We've got to put these donuts in bags or something. Oh, what are we gonna do with them all?
So, in the end, George got 1 dozen donuts, like he was supposed to. And the hard-working firefighters thought everything was perfect.
How many left, George?
George had 3 great-looking boats. But just looking boaty didn't make them float. At last, George had something he knew would float. Bill wasn't going to win any contest with a tiny board. And this is what he had to work with. Maybe it was time to study boats in action. Wide boats seem to work well. Steam coming out. A propeller. And a good solid bottom. Okay, a wide boat with steam coming out and a propeller.
All done. I'm just gonna drop my bike at home. Would you mind watching my boat for a few more minutes?
Phew.
newspaper delivery is an exact business. People expect it at the same time every day. Thanks for watching my boat. Where is my boat? George! You built this yourself? Wow. I thought city kids just bought everything. Where'd you say my boat was? Holy cow! You did me a real favor, George. I forgot to close the windows. Thanks for showing me. I would have really been sunk if it happened in the contest. Model boating requires utmost attention to tiny details. And keeping the water out. Come on, let's go enter. Hey, you gotta bring your boat to enter it. Sure. Who else has a boat like that?
Let's hear it for our winners! Congratulations, George. I didn't even know you built a boat.
I convinced him to enter it. And did you see this? It says best boat by a monkey. That's funny. They must have run out of regular ribbons. I'll take care of this. I'll ask him to make you one that says best boat by a city kid.
He hoped studying the big clock would show him exactly what to do with the little clock. George was glad that noise had stopped. But maybe it was time to pack up and go home.
That clock has never stopped, ever!
The big clock on the library stopped.
Well, let's go! Wait, Stu. What are we supposed to do?
We're the fire department. We'll figure it out. Mr. Elo, the big clock stopped.
The big library clock that the whole city depends upon?
Yeah.
Oh, that clock has never stopped, ever. We must move like lightning.
He was sure he had all the tools, but George still felt like he was missing something.
Okay, miss, thank you. Please, step outside. I must listen. shoes are these? What's a little monkey like you doing in a huge clock like this? Well, would you like me to help you? Okay, and this goes there. Now, you see? What a beautiful clock. Did you make it? I know everything about clocks, but not one thing about understanding monkey. Well, be more careful in the future, eh? Time is a precious thing.
Compass? What have we said about bringing pigeons indoors, George?
Oh.
Oh, it's all right. Are you showing him my clock? Well, go ahead.
George, how did this heavy metal toolbox get so...